Brooke Shields has been through a lot in Hollywood. An alcoholic mother, the industry's troubling fascination with her as a young girl, divorce, postpartum depression, and even sexual assault.
The place that I've gotten to now is a sense of truly my own control.
And just when you think you've heard it all, she shared another deeply personal and unsettling experience from her past. In her latest memoir, Brooke Shields Is Not Allowed to Get Old, the 59-year-old actress shared a shocking and deeply personal medical experience from her 40s. Brooke revealed that after years of dealing with discomfort, chafing, and bleeding, her gynecologist recommended a labia reduction to help ease the pain. It was something she thought through carefully, trusting the advice of her doctor. But what happened next was nothing short of horrifying. When Brooke woke up from the surgery, she discovered that her doctor had performed an entirely different procedure without her consent. A vaginal rejuvenation surgery, also known as vaginoplasty. And she had no idea it was coming.
I was out, I was under anesthesia. I didn't know what was happening.
In a post-op follow-up, the Beverly Hills surgeon casually revealed what he called a little bonus he had added while she was under anesthesia. Brooke described the experience as an invasion, likening it to a violation of her body and trust. It felt like such an invasion, such a bizarre rape of some kind, she shared.
I was absolutely rendered mute because I felt so helpless and mad and afraid. And I didn't want the conversation to revert yet again back to my anatomy.
Now, let's pause for a moment. Imagine trusting a medical professional to help ease years of pain, only to wake up and realize they'd made such a deeply personal and unnecessary decision for you without even asking. It's unthinkable. Brooke's reaction wasn't just anger. She also felt a deep sense of shame. Despite having a supportive gynecologist who was equally furious about the situation, she kept the incident a secret, even from her husband, for some time. In her memoir, she writes about how vulnerable it made her feel to share this part of her story. She even starts the chapter with an apology to readers, acknowledging that some might find it too TMI.
Everybody processes their own trauma, their own experiences in different timelines, but it's a timeline that's for them.
But here's the thing. Brooke knows this isn't just about her. She's using her platform to address something far bigger. The stigma surrounding women's health and the taboos about talking openly about these kinds of procedures. In her words, shame is no longer an option.
If you do anything, it's your prerogative to ask questions. And I should have sued this person. Admittedly, I wasn't strong enough and I didn't do it.
She also shared that she decided not to take legal action against the surgeon. Why? Because she didn't want anyone else controlling her next steps or her story. For her, it was all about taking back some power in a situation where she felt helpless.
I'm coming out now, and it's my turn to feel like I'm ready to do it.
This situation really highlights how women's health is often overlooked or mishandled. Brooke's decision to speak up and shed light on such a sensitive issue is truly inspiring. Her bravery is helping to change the conversation for the better.
I think, the bigger topic of the story is really, really important.
Brooke's story is just one of the many difficult experiences she's faced in Hollywood. But she's not alone in breaking the silence. Actors like Drew Barrymore are also opening up about their struggles to shed light on the darker side of fame. In 2023, Drew Barrymore hosted Brooke Shields on her talk show. Brooke released her documentary, Pretty Baby Brooke Shields. It looks into the experiences of young female stars in the limelight. In the episode of The Drew Barrymore Show, Brooke and Drew were candid about their complicated emotions towards their parents. As child stars, Barrymore and Shields' moms called all the shots. They made all the big career decisions and everything. What Terry Shields or Jade Barrymore said goes. Drew even revealed that her mom followed in Terry's footsteps. Brooke's mom was the OG momager.
She was known in the industry as the great protector of you, the one who called the shots, and yet I paid the rent. You paid the rent.
In that clip, Drew pinpointed the complicated power dynamics they both navigated as child stars. And how did they feel? It was all Barrymore and Shields knew. Think of it this way. They both had single moms depending on them. They did a movie, and now their moms could afford a car.
It's like I did a movie and we got a car.
We got a car too. And my mom couldn't afford one otherwise.
No.
For a kid, it was a great feeling doing things like that for mom. All they knew was to keep working and keep getting stuff to make their moms happy. How hectic is that?
And you yourself have said, and I quote, ever since Brooke was a baby, she's been encouraged to be sensual. So, can't someone say to you that you are exploiting the sensuality of a child?
Well, if that's all I was doing, probably yes.
The actresses also bonded over the control they say their moms had over their love lives. Did you know Drew's mom dated her boyfriends? The Charlie's Angels star says her mom was so enamored by her, so much so that she wanted to be with the guys Drew was with.
I was so confused about sexuality because then my mom went and dated my boyfriends. Did you ever have that weird situation with your mom?
No, hers was different. Brooke was the apple of her mom's eye.
Because she was in love with me.
So when Brooke's dad left a few years after she was born, Brooke's mom never dated again. Terry's whole life was her daughter. And both of us were going to be cut off from our sexuality. I was going to stay a virgin. She was going to be just Terry terrific, Brooke shared. Shields pointed out how complicated it was trying to understand her mom. But what she does know is that we're all aspiring to get approval from our moms and dads. That's just how people are coded to be. Working through it is a lot of work, but it's inevitable. At some point, Drew and Brooke even laughed over their shared traumas.
We're sitting here laughing about the fact that our moms were so in love with us that they behaved so absolutely inappropriately, and we have our sense of humor intact, and I love us for that.
But aside from what the stars said in their interviews, their relationships with their moms get way more complicated. Consider this. Brooke Shields was a child star managed by her mother. Her breakout role was as a child prostitute in Pretty Baby, in which she appeared in nude scenes shot when she was 11 years old.
They say that on the set you felt very uncomfortable during all this. Is that true?
Well, I mean, I knew it was going to be done in good taste, so... I mean, you know, if you, think about the whole thing, it might be a little uncomfortable, but I knew that it was going to be in good taste and it wasn't any porno movie, and so I didn't feel so bad about it.
Shortly after came Blue Lagoon. She was merely 14 when she filmed the famous scene, starring alongside Christopher Atkins. The majority of the movie saw Shields naked, with only her hair covering her breasts.
I became a victim of assault and was never going to talk about it again.
On Barrymore's end, it wasn't any better. Her mom, Jade, had an alcohol problem. The actress's mom would take her to the Studio 54 nightclub, where she would let her child drink, as if Drew were an adult.
When I was 8, I had 2 glasses of champagne, and boom, I was tipsy and, bubbly and the life of the party. And I felt so good.
This was before she was even a teenager, by the way.
She created a monster, and she didn't know what to do with the monster.
At the tender age of 12, Drew was admitted into rehab. 2 years later, she fought for legal emancipation from her parents and won. And unlike Brooke, Drew's mom is still alive. So, she's still learning how to navigate their complicated history. Drew said, even through it all, she forgave her mom. She wants her mom to be happy, but the star needs to grow, even though her mom is still around.
Those were just the facts. That was where our journey had led us to, and we were actually okay with that. That's where we needed to go at that point.
Brooke was on the same page. There was a lot of shade thrown at Terry for exploiting her daughter's body. But the Pretty Baby star has no bad blood. She loves her mom. In Brooke's words, that love for a parent is a primal thing. You learn to put it in a different place in your heart, she added. Of course, this feeling isn't limited to just celebrities. As one man responded to the clip, when things happen to us as children, it's easy to bury it, brush it off, put it in the back of your head. Sometimes questioning if it happened because as adults it's hard to remember and often too painful. If there's anything we learned from Brooke Shields and Drew Barrymore, it's that we're all quietly battling demons. The actresses are still learning to love themselves and feel at peace with their tumultuous childhoods. Do you relate to them? Share with us in the comments. That's it for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be well and be kind.